the entire show.
Wow.
Hey, we're live and we're hanging out because that's what we do on the show. We hang out. Nope, that don't work. You were leaning back. Welcome in to the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo on a beautiful Saturday evening, and it is a beautiful Saturday evening without a doubt. We are so glad that you are here to be a part of the show. Now, what we're going to do for the next 2 hours, we're going to have fun. You know why? Because that's what we do. We have fun. We absolutely have fun. And, all right, sometimes it gets contentious. It's usually, has to do with Pokemon or something. I mean, so if you can get contentious about Pokemon, and you also get contentious about Pokemon, then you're in the right place, because that's what we do here. We will get angry a little bit about video games, as we did in our video game bracket. So there are some things we get a little heated about and get emotional about, but we're still having fun. We absolutely are having fun. We got a lot of things to get to today, including last week we talked about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the nominees. Well, we will tell you who got in this week. Don't look at me, Tim. You weren't here. That's your fault. So we are going to talk about that. There was another Hall of Fame that just announced a couple of entries into it. It's the Video Game Hall of Fame. We're going to be talking about that.
Okay.
Cameron and I went to see Guardians 3. We are going to review the movie spoiler free. We will not throw any spoilers in there. We will tell you whether you need to go see it or not. And if you actually listen to us for that, well, then you'll get your answer. Also, in the second segment, we're talking WWE Backlash, because that happens tonight at 8 o'clock from Puerto Rico. I can't roll my R's, so I'm not even going to try. Anybody here roll their R's?
I can roll mine.
No, I didn't ask you, Brandon.
I can
Brandon in the background.
roll my R's.
Okay.
I don't know how that sounded on the mic, but
it was awesome in every way. All right, so
it was beautiful.
It sounded like some sort of odd purring, but I feel like it also works.
Yes. Here's how you can be a part of the show. The text line is 71307. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Let's see if I can do this only once, because I'm not going to do it again after it. We are not on the Word YouTube because it's not working again.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason why is because we have to...
We get flagged again, have to be reinstated.
No, it's because I think it's because I'm not a admin.
Yeah, but well...
So every time I get a stream key, I have to get a new one.
Okay, well, it should stay on there.
To do that.
Anyway, I couldn't get onto that YouTube. But you know what YouTube you can get onto? That would be the Upstate Pulse YouTube. We are on that. We are also on... at the Upstate Pulse on Twitch. We are at the Upstate Pulse on Facebook. We are on News Talk 98.9 on Facebook and on Twitter, and also on my personal Facebook pages. But don't worry about those. If you know me, you can do them fine. But those do not show up on our handy dandy StreamYard thing here. We got a ton of messages already. We'll get to those in just a moment. But first, let me tell you who's in the room, and that would be T2 back now, giving me glaring looks because he missed a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame discussion.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that.
You shouldn't have called in.
Well, you know what? I was drowning in my own fluids.
Yes, and as you can see or hear, you can see it too. He still sounds a little bit like Rudolph.
Yeah, just a little.
That's fine. Also,
but I do sound a lot better than I did last week.
Brandon is lurking. He's lurking. He's in the background, and he's going to be taking some pictures and stuff, because we realize we do not post enough pictures to our Instagram. We do not.
Why are you looking at me for?
Who's in charge of Instagram?
Dude, I post a lot of videos on Instagram.
Of us?
No, because we haven't set that up yet.
Well, anyway.
Which we are in the process of.
Are
be on the lookout for that.
All right. So anyway. See, I try to delegate. The problem is no one does anything when I delegate.
Well, I told you what we needed.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about videos on Instagram. I just want pictures.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of people go there for pictures. You know why we don't need videos there?
That's not true.
Because you got all the video you need right here. That's my opinion. By the way, management does not share my opinion.
Yeah.
I have been told that I am wrong about this.
Yeah, because the algorithms.
But they're not here right now. So as far as I know, they could be watching or listening, and I'll get a text here in a second if they are. The Upgrade Cameron is here tonight.
Yes, I am. Hello.
There he is. And the most awesome deep voice since James Earl Jones. Matthew Causey.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about somebody else.
Yeah. It's
Hey, humble. That was pretty humble.
He like Charlie James has that natural low end to him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like it should be there, but if you look at the waves, that bottom end is it's fat bottom.
Yeah, no, I want to run it in
good old fat bottom
frequency
Matthew.
analyzer and see what.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's been called all his life, fat bottom Matthew.
Yep.
So we're gonna have fun today. First of all, we went to, and I guess there's no time now. Free Comic Book Day happened all over the country today, and how that works. And there'll be another one. So if you missed it today, you can do it, the next time. But we went to our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games, and this is the first one they got to do in their new location. And I will tell you, the setup was pretty good because in the old location, it was smaller and it was out the door, people trying to get in. But the way they snaked it in and out of things in a way, and they had a wall of people set up to tell you, go that way, go that way, go that way. And it worked. It did. It kept the line moving, and you were able to get 5 free comic books. And Cameron and I both brought our comic books, and during the break, we'll show them to you. And they also had a sale going on, so I picked up some stuff. Cameron bought something expensive. He didn't bring it in, but I get why he didn't. He'll tell you what that is during our first break. Also, so during Free Comic Book Day, this happens. We're in there, we're looking around, and an older gentleman comes up to me, and he's like, "You make my heart feel good." And I'm like, it was a black dude, and a shorter black dude, and all white beard.
Okay.
And I was looking at him, I was like, thank you. And he said, at first I thought maybe it was a listener or something, but he had no idea who I was. And he said, "It's so good to see old folks like us in here buying, into all this stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I appreciate it." I said, "I even have a show on Saturday nights where we talk about this stuff. I'm always going to be talking about it." And he's like, "Again, you make my heart feel good." And then he walked away. Now, here's the question. And no one in this room will understand this because ain't none of you old like me. See, Viper gets it. So I told my daughter, and she's like, "Oh," and my wife was like, "Oh, that's cool." Everyone's like, "Oh, that's cool." But here's the thing. He just acknowledged what I joke about all the time. I am old. But here's the thing. I'm visibly old enough for someone who without a doubt is old because everything was solid white in there to recognize me as being about the same age as him.
I think it's just the gray hair.
Oh yeah.
It is the gray hair.
It's this in here. I thought about they have like the one day, brush the gray out, but I mean, there's no point in doing that.
Man.
Well, the other thing is it looks
wear it with
cool.
pride. Wear it with pride.
I think it looks cool anyway.
So it's one of those cases, and I don't know if you guys.
So it shows wisdom.
By the way, text line 71307 or hit us up on the stream. Have you ever been complimented and the opposite of complimented at the same time?
Insulted.
Yes.
Yeah, insulted. They call it backhanded compliment, but it wasn't. Dude didn't mean anything by it.
No.
That was really cool. I mean, it was heartfelt. Obviously, he felt it in his heart. He told me twice.
Not to mention that he was an older gentleman too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's one thing when you're the same age and you're.
I gotta say, when I'm on the road, I get mad and saying, "I wish these old people would get out of my way," and they're probably the same age as me.
Yeah.
But I don't, other than physically, sometimes I don't feel old in the way it's like certain people reach a certain age and they automatically act old, and I don't get that.
I was about to say, you've acted the same since I was a kid.
So do you choose to go, okay? And some people may call it maturity. I don't. What's maturity have to do with it?
It's wisdom, man.
It's a mentality. I'm talking about still being into this stuff and the video games and all that kind of stuff. People look at me and sometimes and think that I'm childish and I need to grow up, but I'm never. We're lost boys. We'll always be lost boys. I do not. And you can be on this station where everything's really serious. I will tell you, some of the funniest people are Tara, are Bill Frady, are Charlie. Charlie's hilarious.
What's the same thing as if
and you can be serious and you can be funny too. And it has nothing to do with maturity. And I'll let you in a little secret. Someday I'll get him on here. Charlie's into a lot of stuff that we're into.
Yeah, he is. He is. He really
and voiceover actor. He does, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
So I think
he was in a TV show.
He was in a movie.
It was a movie, yeah.
He was in a movie with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yep.
Which if you are someone who listens to this show and you're older, think Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, that's the first thing that popped into my mind for Richard Dreyfuss when he was younger.
Yeah.
You have no idea what that is, but you wouldn't like it.
First Encounters of the Third Kind?
No, no, no.
It ain't fun.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
What
I've
about
watched too
medium
many alien
encounters of the fourth
documentaries.
kind?
Sorry, I
All right,
said
so
that wrong.
It was like the one of the first alien invasion movies of all time. But it was the aliens were good, and they communicated with them through music.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've not seen the movie, but I've seen people talking about it.
So anyway, I was offended and grateful at the same time. And
Yeah.
One thing to say, and this is something I said to you in the car, was at least it wasn't some 90-year-old guy. So I was like, I'm glad another old person's in here having the same interests that I do.
which is a good point. If there's a 90-year-old guy, I would look and go, that's my hero. I hope that's me. When I'm 90, I hope I'm in here
Well,
going,
the other thing is
looking for the latest comic,
the
looking
guy
for the
you
latest statue.
described probably like had the same energy as you.
Oh, he did. Oh, he had more energy.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I mean, he was, my dude was bouncing around and stuff. And I
Wow.
was like, yeah, and one thing about Borderlands and a lot of comic book stores, I think there's a stigma on comic book stores. It's going to be either really young kids or 30 somethings that people say live in their mom's basement. By the way, I wish my mom would have had a basement. I would have had a killer
Same
room.
Oh, basements
here.
kill me.
Yeah.
Like literally kill me.
Well,
by
that's because
allergies.
your allergies.
You
But,
know, I
but
have horrible
my
allergies.
mom has a crawl space under her house that was partially dug, and one of those cellar doors to open to get down in there. I have nightmares about that thing.
Yeah, that
it
would
was-
give you
and
nightmares.
It was the entrance was right under my bedroom window too, and it's just like. But I always hear about the mom's basement thing. I don't get that. People have really cool rooms down in
Mhm.
mom's basement. And if I had a basement at my house, I'd have a really cool.
Well-
it wouldn't be mom's basement; it'd be my basement.
Well, for some reason, the gaming industry and even comic books and stuff has that persona or
It's-
stigma.
It's elitist thinking
but
that
it's
they're
no-
really cracking on you, but they're not.
But it's no different
It's the
than
really boring people thinking that just because they don't do that stuff, it gives them some sort of value or something.
But it's no different
beyond
than
that.
if somebody was to go to a library and just pick up a book. I mean, it's really no different. So, like, I don't know.
it's
just
it's judging by hobby. It's judging
Yeah,
by
exactly.
so if you
Because you're not in the same kind of hobbies I am,
Yeah.
then it's not as good as mine.
It's-
So-
it's
It's
the
a
same thing as
generational
like
and a social thing. That's just kind of always been there, and there's different hobbies that have always been associated with that. And in our generation, it's just some of those different gaming related things. In past generations, it's been all sorts of other things. It's always there. It'll always be there. Most likely. So
Well, I gotta
had
tell
to
you
deal with
though-
that a lot when I was a kid. Like when I was going to football games, like going to go because I was on the football team, reading 1,000-page book. Someone was trying to like grab the book out of my hand. I just twist them and flip them on the bus while still reading the book. But you know, people are stupid and will continue to try and bully someone, even though obviously it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
But that's stupidity for you.
all right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk WWE Backlash, and I also have a serious question to ask everybody, and we will get to your messages on stream. I'm not ignoring you, and we'll get to any texts. And during the break, if you are on stream, Cameron and I are going to show you some of the stuff that we got from Free Comic Book Day today. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolina.
A little heavy on that.
I always love the things that I've heard. There's nothing more terrifying than middle school kids because they will zero in on the
Oh,
one
absolutely.
thing that you're insecure about, and they will get you with it.
That is true.
Yeah,
Don't have
very
depression around middle school kids.
don't have different.
Don't show weakness.
Do not show weakness.
All
By
right.
the way,
So Free Comic Book Day today, you could get like 5 comics. Here's one of the comics I got, and it is, let me hold it up, DC Legends. The other one I got is Star Wars High Republic. Another one I got is Spider-Man versus Venom. And I don't normally collect Marvel stuff, but and then where's my other one? Oh, there it is. Down in DC, which I'm looking forward to because I haven't been to the comic book store enough because DC is rebooting and it's taking them forever. But they also at Borderlands had $5 graphic novels. And it's like, wait a minute, because graphic novels are a little more expensive because they put like an entire series or an arc of a comic book into a graphic novel. Nightwing, which I collect. Robin, which is Nightwing, and then Secret Wars. Secret Wars is coming up, and I haven't read it, so now I got the entire Secret Wars right here. So $5 a piece, though. That was great. And also, my last thing is I got a Red Hood. So I collect a lot of things, but as far as comic book stuff, it's usually Nightwing and Red Hood and some Batman. But I also collect. Did you see T2's belly? Was it rocking? Was it hairy? I don't know. Was it?
We saw midriff.
Did we get some midriff? All right.
Bro.
All right. All right, Cameron, show them what you got.
All right, so I got Spider-Man and Venom. These are the free comic books. I got a Rocket Raccoon because saw Guardians last week.
Last night. Well, I guess it's still this week. It's 2 nights ago. My bad.
It's been a busy week for me,
All right,
so
go
I don't
ahead.
know what time it is.
I apologize.
I also got a different High Republic comic book because I'm curious as to how those are going. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because why not?
By the way, my 5th book was Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and I got it from my granddaughter. Yes, I have a granddaughter.
Are you old?
Apparently, I am. Not only am I old, but I look old.
All right, so the graphic novels I got were the Star Wars Compendium right here. I got Secret Invasion. I'm not very good with the camera.
There's a whole nother minute.
Deadpool. Secret
That's what it is,
Invasion.
Scott. It's because he hasn't been here.
Also has a parental advisory, so that's going to be pretty gory. And then Rocket Raccoon and Groot.
Well, I need to see it then.
I am Groot.
It's got parental advisory.
I feel like I'm good.
Do you? Okay, because I'm here. I am your parental unit.
I appreciate the advice, but I feel like at this point I should be good. I also bought a bust of Cad Bane, one of the 1/6 scales, which was really cool, but kind of expensive, so I didn't want to bring here. I could always send a. Well, no one cares what you think, Brandon. You're on the mic.
6 more days.
Don't be mean.
I'm
6 more days
sorry.
until what? What is happening in 6 days? Now I'm trying to think.
You said
Zelda.
6 days.
Zelda.
Oh, yes.
He's a big Zelda fan.
Yes.
Also,
I haven't been paying attention to the release date because I've got like so many things going on at once this month.
by the way, Matthew, so I was thinking about this when you were mentioning the basement thing. I've never been able to picture what a weakness to the element of air looks like.
Scott.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, he said
It's
he
me.
couldn't find it, so
It's severe allergies.
if it's not working, we gotta figure out why.
It's never been a thing that I could picture.
It's more
in my
so
head.
dust and mold, but yeah.
So if someone wind blasts you, you're going to take extra damage.
It's less extra damage and more all damage.
It's a debuff.
Can you put them in 2?
It's not a debuff.
From
It
now on,
actually
can you put them in
kills
2?
me. like
It's just
it's
instant.
bad.
It's like, ha.
I would be surprised if I got diagnosed with asthma kind of bad.
Welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with T2, Cameron, Matthew, and Brandon, having a blast on Saturday night. You want to be a part of the show, text line 71307. We'll get to those texts in a second if we have any. I don't know if we do. I don't have it up. But let me go to the stream really quick and say hello to Umair. I believe that's how you say it. Says he's watching from Pakistan. If I'm not pronouncing it right, let me know. And let's see. Viper says happy Saturday. Thank you. And talking about a shadow ban, which is very possible as far as YouTube for word, because some controversial things are said here.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you knew that. Viper also says, one of my last physicals, my doctor said you're in great shape for someone of your size. I guess that's a compliment when you are 6'3", pushing 300 pounds. Yeah, that's the thing. The government standards as to what is obese doesn't take it. I'm not saying you're obese, by the way, because, I'm about right where you are, Viper. Their standards are for, I don't know, like for a skinny person. And I don't think they take into account some people are built wider. Some people are built, my shoulders are wide, and there are wider shoulder people.
Everybody's emaciated and tiny, right?
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be, apparently.
Not all of us can be 5'10", 140 pounds.
Yeah, whatever, Matthew. Steven says T2's belly. T2 probably didn't think I was going to say it, but I did. So if
what about my belly?
if you
There's a
were
midriff sighting.
if you were watching the stream, you got to see a flash of Tim's belly. I'm curious, was there hair or not? I don't want him to show me.
What are you talking
I want
about?
to see if you were paying attention.
I'd imagine that
You
there'd be
stood
hair.
up and you stretched and your shirt came up.
Oh,
This is a conversation that
so
we're
you
having
saw,
for
you
some
saw,
reason.
Yeah,
you
because,
saw my little gut that I got.
There wasn't any piercings, were there? I don't know.
My dad bod gut.
All right. Which works. Let's see. Steven says, Rob for Nerf Wall, guest appearance. Speaking of Nerf Wall, let me go ahead and tell you who's not facing the Nerf Wall this week. We haven't done it in a while, and I'll tell you why in a moment before we get to wrestling. Rob Brown is not facing the Nerf Wall. I know.
Shocker.
I know.
Disappointing.
If we do Nerf Wall and he's here in the building, then you know there's a shot. If he's not here, he's not. I just wouldn't even be bringing it up. I'd be waiting for him to show back up. Let's see. Steven says, Matthew, 6 more days. Why is that, Matthew?
That's because Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming out in 6 days on the 12th.
That is cool.
I still never pre-ordered it. I probably won't play it until after I'm moving into a new house later this month. So I'm probably not going to be getting it until after that move, because that on top of other convention plans, because I'm going to MomoCon at the end of the month also. Gonna room with a buddy since he lives in the area, save some money on that and have a fun time. So I've got all of those plans going on this month. So after that, then I can play Zelda. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Where is MomoCon and what is MomoCon again?
MomoCon is a pop culture and more specifically anime and manga related convention is what they focus on, but it's all pop culture stuff. And it's a very large convention that happens in Atlanta every May. I think last year was like 80,000 people at least. Might have been a little more, but it's a pretty fun time. I've gone a few different years.
I believe that that Borderlands will be there. Maybe. I know he said something about going somewhere.
Maybe.
And
I feel like I saw them there 1 year before, but
because they have a pretty good collection of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Trey says my daughter got a Spidey and His Amazing Friends comic. Yeah, like I said, that's what I got for my granddaughter. Let's see. Chris says, gentlemen, good evening. Good evening, gentlemen.
No, Dragon Con is in August.
Yeah. Looking. We still want to go. I still haven't been yet. Chris also says a Squatch is considered obese by federal standards. I don't know. It's a lot of hair. I got to believe underneath the Squatch, he's probably built because of how well he moves from state to state and is unable to be caught by government.
I always thought it was because there's more than one.
No,
He's an interdimensional build.
What he's saying, yes, what he's saying as an individual being one of the Squatches.
Okay.
Are they fat? I don't think all the ones I've seen in videos and pictures, they do not look fat.
Fellas.
You mean the blurs that you see of them?
They're not fat blurs.
The Squatches are interdimensional beings unable to be properly caught on camera due to their shifting capabilities.
That's right. If you're slightly out of phase, you're not going to make it on camera. All right, text line 71307.
All right, Texter writes, evening guys, Flash movie is getting positive buzz despite Ezra Miller's poor personal behavior. Speculation is that it's only because people want to see Michael Keaton's Batman, not because of any interest in the DCCU, since Warner Brothers has already announced they are rebooting the entire franchise, and I can't find the rest of this text. The fans have no reason to be engaged. Your thoughts from Scott.
All right. First of all, Scott, Tim really enjoyed reading that text, and he wanted to get to that text first because there's DC hate in it. And so, look, he's even smiling. Look at him. He knows.
Actually, I just go straight down the list.
We know.
Actually, straight up the list.
But as far as that goes, I'm looking forward to it. I liked Ezra Miller as the Flash, and yeah, I know he's a weirdo and he's done a lot of things. And but the reason why this has to happen.
Did he start a cult? I'm trying to remember.
There was a cult in there, and he broke into someone's house and drank all their booze. And
he sure is one of the actors of all time.
He nearly got in a fight over at a karaoke bar because he didn't like what was being sung. I mean, there's a lot of things he's done, but one thing, if we get upset about, I mean, there are extenuating circumstances. Someone just killed someone. Watching them on film, it's going to be hard to get past that. With all the stuff he's done, this film has to happen to reboot DC. So they have to have this movie so they can reboot everyone from Batman to Superman, from whatever. They could just start over, but using this as a vehicle to do that, I think is a good move. And I do want to see Michael Keaton. as Batman, because I remember going to the midnight showing when that Batman came out. It was the first, maybe only midnight showing I've ever been to of a movie, and it was a blast. And I went to see it with my cousin Keith, who draws all our posters and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And his brothers, and Mark Jackson, who's one of the best guitarists of all time that you don't know about. But anyway, so
You didn't make your list?
because you don't know about him.
Oh, well,
Yeah. So
you still could have made your list.
so anyway, any more texts? Any more texts?
I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to the Michael Keaton Batman, but I'm generally not super. I don't really care as much about the movie, but also I've had very little interest in most of the live action DC stuff. It's been really subpar. But at the end of the day, we'll always have. I said this with the when Suicide Squad came out, the first Suicide Squad was about to come out. I said, this movie is going to be horrible, but you know what? We'll always have Assault on Arkham. And with this movie, I'm saying it's okay. We'll always have Flashpoint from the animated one.
That's true, which is a
really good one.
It really is good. But as far as that goes, I am different than most of the people in the room. I didn't see a DC movie that was really bad, but I think it just has to do with, I don't have bias one way or the other. And I don't compare the two. Well, DC's better than Marvel. I'm not saying you do, but I know a lot of people do that. No, I want to come out of the movie going, yeah, I enjoyed that.
None of the DC movies are like the worst things I've ever seen. They're just
Wonder Woman 1984 was pretty bad. I mean,
that's
that one
probably
was
the
worst
bad, but generally they're just kind of subpar. And when you've also got all the Marvel stuff going on that is also kind of draining, it's like,
what's your opinion on the James Gunn Suicide Squad?
You know what? I still haven't actually seen that one.
You need to see that.
I do need to see it. I've heard good things about it, and I'm sure it'll be a fun time. But we'll see.
Here's the thing: just watching that makes me think, okay, he'll do a good job with running.
You know
DC.
what? I'm gonna find an opportunity to watch it this week, and I'll come back next week on the show and talk about it.
Cool. All right. Steven says, sorry, Snyder's Cut was a great movie. Yeah, I loved the Snyder Cut, but it comes down to this: part of this room doesn't care, and the other part doesn't care for DC, and that's fine. That's what being fandom is about. Yeah. Matthew hasn't come right out and said he hates DC like Tim has.
I've never said
like
that.
Both
I have never
DC.
said those words.
I absolutely love.
Don't make me go back and look.
Most all of the animated DC stuff. Batman the animated series, the Superman animated series, the Justice League animated series.
Yeah, I like all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff is
some
really
of the best.
good.
I do like all that.
I have the collector's edition Batman the animated series on Blu-ray. That is, I love that thing.
All right, we have any more texts?
Yeah, we got a lot more.
All right,
Texter asks, "How old are you?"
I will be 55 in September.
All right. Texter writes, Charlie doesn't like the mosh pit, back when we were talking about bands.
Yeah, but you didn't describe the mosh pit very well.
Yeah, I didn't, because I didn't have a whole lot of time left in that segment. But
okay, so you're watching the clock. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a solid excuse.
Texter says, not saying this is an insult, but there is a long, long list of alien invasion movies that come before Close Encounters, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I'm not sure what he's saying here. And then
that's a weird
Blob,
title.
it goes on. And by the way, only poorly maintained basements would affect your allergies.
There you go. That was a lot. And you're right. All those other movies did exist, but I think you're partial to when you were a kid to a teenager, what hit the most for you, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind did. And we were talking about Richard Dreyfuss because Charlie's been in a movie with it. Any other texts?
Texter writes, I'm 53 years old, still collect comics, and have gone to Dragon Con the last 4 years in a row. So age is only a number.
Right. I agree with you.
All right. Texter says, so Tim, were you not on the Charlie James show the other day when he said that he thought the original Blade Runner wasn't any good? Do you really feel that way, or were you just agreeing with Charlie? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's not one of my favorite movies. I'll watch it if it's on.
All right. So I haven't seen the new one that has Batista in it. I haven't seen it. But I did see the old one, and I think I was too young to really get it when I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, and it's the same for me, because I think I watched it with my dad, the original. And
did your dad like it?
Which
though?
movie?
Yeah, my dad loves that movie.
Okay.
Blade Runner.
Okay.
And let's see. Okay.
I have a nerd confession. I've never seen Blade Runner before.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's because I've only seen it once. I didn't subject you to it.
Yeah, but it's always picked as like that cornerstone of like nerdy sci-fi
It was one
Pop
of my
culture.
college roommates' favorite movies.
And Text to Rice DC has the animated Marvel has live action.
Yeah, they're talking about the DC animated they have the market cornered for animated. DC animated is better, and they're saying Marvel live action is better. All
That's
right.
generally how I feel.
All right, so we need to take a break, and I know we got to get to wrestling before 8:00. But before we do, I have one quick question. All right, so it's been a tradition on this. You might not have needed to play that yet. It's been a tradition on the Upstate Pulse to have the Nerf Wall, and I've really, because of all the real things happening in the world, I've put things off about doing it, and I am curious. Text line 71307 or on stream. Should we continue doing Nerf Wall? Is it insensitive to do it with things that are going on in the world? Or do you feel like I do for the most part, they're just Nerf? All right. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I didn't know whether or not to read that one.
What one?
There's definitely like insensitive things out there in the world to watch out for.
It's not bad. It's just talking about.
It's a fun little thing. That
Yeah, stay away from because
everybody says is
not saying I
everybody
disagree with
agrees
it.
to. Like,
I mean, yeah.
if you were forced to do it, that'd be like no. Obviously, don't force it. But
I'll
like,
look at them later.
no, we're all cool with
Thank
it.
you,
So who
Dan.
cares?
I agree, Chris. But what if Rob Brown can never face the wall? What if he never loses?
What if you rig it?
I'm not going to do that.
Tisk tisk.
That's disingenuous, and I'm not going to do it. Yes, his failure needs to be his own.
We don't need.
Well, then it would be his failure to not realize that it was rigged.
That's a way to look at it, I guess. But I'm still not doing it. I'm still not going to do
That's
that.
a real chaotic, evil thing to say.
We're getting a lot of good reactions on here, though.
You're right, Chris. There is no justice. I can't get him on the wall because he ain't losing.
Justice.
He's too good. And when he's tied for first a bunch. I don't think he's ever been in the bottom half. The new rule, which I'm going to add an addendum to, the new rule is if you lose once, then you're exempt the next time unless you tie and there's a tiebreaker.
Do we call this a Tim clause?
It is the Tim rule. Exactly, it is.
Oklahoma was down 2-0.
The thing is, Steven, I do have a vacation coming up, but I don't miss this show because this show is fun. And I'm guessing no one in this room will say, yeah, I'll host a show for 2 hours. See, they're not speaking up.
I'll try.
I mean,
I do it.
absolutely.
Welcome to the young blood version of the Upstate Pulse.
The next time I miss the show, I hope it's in August.
I hope so
And
as
in
well.
that case, we will record it in the morning, and someone will play it back because hopefully at least 2 people in this room will be in Columbia. Well, I know one will be. In the way Tara's losing.
Oh yeah.
I put together a killer.
That's right,
I put together a
Steven.
killer submission for the Rob Brown show. It's already been approved by management, and I made management laugh
Nice.
at the spot where I hoped that
Ooh,
he
that's a
would.
good question.
By the way, Steven said
Yeah,
that
that's a
that a
good
show
text
hosted
on
by
here.
me would
Okay.
be lit
We also need to go through this wrestling
or straight fire.
because it starts at 8.
Would it slap Matthew?
There's only 7
I should
matches,
rephrase
so it
that.
shouldn't take very long.
There's
Would
only
that
3
show
of them if
slap?
You want to go ahead and get them out of the way.
Not
Okay.
Matthew. It still sounds wrong.
So we got one more break, right? Yeah, we do.
Mhm.
That would certainly be a show.
I love you, buddy.
Hey, would you hand me my next drink, please? Thank you.
I'm trying to be a happy pappy.
Here's the
not
thing.
giving the
Pappy
violent
without
outbursts.
Lonzo guidance is not happening ever. No, I thought you got me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, sorry.
Because Lonzo Lonzo loves his job. Lonzo's not sure Lonzo has a job if Pappy is not
Unleashed.
Yes, if
If
he's
he's
not put in check.
unleashed.
Rob Brown wants Pappy unleashed.
The
I,
Pappy
What do you think my
Unleashed.
co-host would be?
Yeah, I know.
It would be your partner in Christmas crime.
There you go. Literally Christmas crime, I guess.
You can't prove any of it.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. If you're watching on stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, you see Tim just losing it because every time we play that Galaxy Quest cut, he cannot help himself.
I love that movie.
Apparently, according to Steven, we had a Brandon belly shot earlier too. So if you pay attention, you never know.
Hey, don't judge the dad
Yeah, I
bods
mean
over
that's
here.
right. You might get some of that.
There might be a
We got
show
dad bods.
involved.
Yeah, you probably stretched a little, or you bent, or you moved, or something. Just saying, I'm reading what's on the screen.
There might have been a defect in your shirt game.
Chris asks, can you get Tara to guest host when you're out? The problem is when I'm out, Tara will probably be where I'm at. But
Tara and Pappy.
yeah,
Tearing it
Yeah.
up on
Yeah,
a
that's not-
Saturday.
believe it or not, I mean, Tara was one of the very first guests that we had when we did the show. She came on a couple weeks to talk Stranger Things because she's really into that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was a little intimidating, just me and her in that room doing it. Nobody else wants to. We have interviews, and nobody else wants to lead the stinking interviews, and I'm the one who does not want to do it, and I always have to.
Well, luckily now you have a
Uh-oh.
journalist here who is absolutely capable of doing an interview.
Okay, all right. Are you capable of turning your mic on? He knew right away. Hey, listen, I get it.
He tried so hard to force his way through.
When you do it, it's not that obvious. You're going, man, hope no one noticed. Oh, crap, they noticed. All right. Tim said we had a couple more texts.
Yeah. So Texter says, "Get your Nerf on," which I like that text. Texter writes, "Fun conversation, guys. I'm glad you're on. Well, we're glad to be on and glad that you were listening."
Glad we're not off.
Texter writes, "I know it's off
I'm always
topic."
off.
Texter writes, "I know it's off topic, and I'm not trying to drag you away from what you're speaking of, but I'm curious, what's your opinion on the movie Interstellar?"
It has been forever since I saw Interstellar.
I love that movie.
Yeah, so
One of my favorite movies.
I do remember that I liked it.
Oh yeah, man. It's a very complex movie, but it's one of those movies that sits there that makes you sit there and think. But yeah, great movie. I love it.
I also think, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? As I recall, we both kind of liked it, but
yeah.
Hey, do you remember that film?
Yes.
Texter writes, "I would love to see a remake of the classic sci-fi movie Forbidden Planet." Do you know what that is?
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah,
I know we can't go to it.
when they go classic, they're going way classic, probably black and white classic, because some of the movies that were mentioned earlier were all black and white movies.
It's a 1956 movie.
Yeah, see, that's and I saw a lot of these because my mom was into them when I was little, and some of them I've forgotten because I got hit in the head a bunch. Thank you, football and wrestling, and just overall clumsiness.
Extraneous activities.
Wait till the truck stops, kid, before you try to get out. That's all I'm saying.
Whoa.
Texter wants to know if we are on any other platforms like YouTube or Rumble.
We are on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
Yeah, at the Upstate Pulse.
We are on Facebook, and are we on Twitter too?
We're on Twitter on my Twitter,
Okay,
which is and on Words Twitter.
and
yeah.
on Words Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right now
several
we're-
places you can find us.
Right now, we're not on Words YouTube because we're going to go with what was suggested earlier, shadow ban.
Yeah.
because it's more fun and fitting. That's what we're going to go with.
So Texas writes fan, or no, not fan. It's for you though. Wait,
That's all right.
Lonzo and Tara were in the same room doing it. What did I miss?
This was 7.5 years ago or something like that. By the way, me and Tara are good. People don't get Tara the way they don't get me. And I've even talked to some people in this room. She is one of the most sarcastic people that I know.
Yeah.
She's a ninja of snark, and we can walk down the hall together side by side and never say a word. And that's fine. And that's fine.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too aloof, sarcastic goofballs.
And by the way, Tara and I used to share an office. I don't know why people think we wouldn't get along. We probably get along better than a lot of other people because we understand each other.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no awkward going, why isn't he talking? Why isn't she talking? It's just like, yeah, we just don't do that.
Well, Texter writes, Tara is awesome. And I agree with you, Texter.
Tara
is awesome.
She is. And she's funnier than you guys know.
And
if you listen enough, you've heard her do some funny stuff.
Yeah, you could talk about the whole creepy doll saga.
Yeah, the whole creepy doll saga was great. The Tara doll in there, and then she would put notes from the Tara doll because I was creeped out by the Tara doll.
Oh no!
And she would move it so it would watch me when I'd come in there.
I don't do dolls, man.
Yeah, it was a creepy doll too, and it's called a Tara doll. And she would put little Post-it notes, making it messages from the Tara doll.
That's hilarious.
And we did a whole thing on that for a long time.
All right, last one for now. Texter writes, thank you for that. It's in response to the Interstellar text. Thank you for that. I thought Interstellar was really good. It really stays with you and gives you a lot to think about, which I agree.
All right, we have one more break to take, but we're not going to take it now because we got to do this wrestling thing for Nerf Wall because the people have spoken. They say we continue, so we're going to continue with the Nerf Wall. I just was curious about what you guys thought about that.
Oh, people.
I will tell you before we get to the next part, the next person who's safe from the Nerf Wall, which will happen tonight, is Tim Snow. All right, Tim.
I'm safe?
Yeah, we had
Yes.
All right, so we had a new rule that you can't lose 2 times in a row unless you tie and lose a tiebreaker. He did not tie. But I'm also adding another rule. If you lose and then you lose the tiebreaker and you have to face the wall, you have an option. You can face the wall for 60 seconds, or you get the wall for 30 with the regular Nerf, and you get 1 shot from that gun.
Oh. Okay. All right.
All right. So it's going to be up to each individual. You either get 60 if you lose twice. It's going to be really hard to beat. And I've been shot by that full clip, by the way.
I'm so happy that I'm not facing the wall.
Okay. So you're not facing the wall. All right. So really quick, WWE eliminate stupid CBS. And I forgot to, CBS Sports put the wrong name of the pay-per-view on their website. And I keep forgetting.
I like the echo effect.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anyway, it's WWE Backlash tonight coming from Puerto Rico, home of Bad Bunny.
Rico.
And all right, let's get to the matches really quick. Rob and I have already picked over on the Fan Upstate on the Rob Brown Show, hosted by Rob Brown, believe it or not, from 9 to 12. Every day I'm on that show. So is he, because his name's on it. And we do that. So we've already picked, but we're going to get through these real quick because we have another break to take. All right. Let's start from the bottom and move up. I'm telling you guys, because you guys have the sheet, so I don't have to explain it to you again. This is a better way to do it because they don't know wrestling. I know wrestling. Cameron knows wrestling more than they do.
Yeah.
All right. So the first match that we're going to talk about is Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. Yes, that Bad Bunny, who has done pretty well the few times that he's been in the ring. And this is from Puerto Rico. I mean, Bad Bunny he's the man everywhere he goes, but even more so there. Damian Priest, and it's in a San Juan street fight. I don't know what a San Juan street fight is. I will tell you a street fight is usually anything goes, weapons, kendo sticks, chairs, tables,
it's a
fire
street,
extinguishers.
It's a street fight in San Juan.
Thank you. All right, so who wins, Tim? Bad Bunny,
like a New Mexican hoedown.
Bad Bunny or Damian Priest?
Damian Priest.
All right, Matthew.
I'm gonna go with the bunny.
All right, Cameron.
The bunny.
All
the
right.
bunny.
All right, so Matthew and Cameron go with Bad Bunny. Tim is the only one to say Damian Priest
Which means I lost that round.
Because Rob and me both went with Bad Bunny. The next match is Seth Rollins versus Omos. Omos is 7 feet tall. The internet has gone crazy about how stupid this match is. Seth Rollins, this doesn't even matter. The draft just happened, and a bunch of people are going to different places. So Seth Rollins versus Omos. Cameron, who you got?
Almost.
Okay. Tim.
Almost.
Matthew.
I feel like 7 feet is a bit of an advantage. I'll go with Omos.
All right. And Rob and I both went with Seth Rollins because his chant is so over. They will chant in Paris a couple weeks ago. They did his chant for 12 minutes straight.
What's his chant?
Come and watch. I don't want to do it because all these people will start chanting and then they won't pay attention to the show.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
Is that infectious?
Yes, it is. The next match is for the SmackDown Women's Championship is Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. I'm going to go first and say I think this is going to be an upset. There's no reason why Zelina Vega should beat Rhea Ripley. She is the monster of the women's division, but she holds the Raw title and she's going to SmackDown. She owns this. Yeah, she's going to be on Smack. No, she's going to be on Raw, but she has the SmackDown title. There, I got there. I got there.
We can draw a flow chart very quickly on the thing behind you.
I'm on medication. So I'm going with Zelina Vega. Tim.
Zelina Vega.
Cameron.
Zelina Vega, because that just makes sense.
Matthew.
I was going to go with Ripley.
That's a good choice. That's probably who's going to win. Rob went with Rhea Ripley. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll finish this up. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Got to make sure I get the.
You want me to take the
yes.
weather and promo out?
I don't know. There's some 7 foot tall wrestlers, almost as we just talked about, is 7 foot tall. No, there's no immunity. I kind of gave immunity from having to lose twice, and then I came up with a way that you could still lose twice. I think it's good to be the maker of the rules. That's all I'm saying. It's really good to be the maker of the rules. Those rules could come back to haunt me too. There was a good portion of 1 year where I was on the wall almost every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, I was just gonna say, could Murtaugh it with the whole immunity thing.
That was when the nipple thing came into play. And what I mean is Chris would stand over there, and somehow he was so good with his Nerf gun, he could shoot me in the nipple, and it hurt. And have you ever been like run into something or someone flick you as a kid and it hurts?
Yeah.
He was able to do that.
Yeah, I kind of realized something. Chris would be a terrifying hitman.
And the room was always cold. That's all I'm saying. So the targets were very visible, and he was that good with his gun.
I see you had a very good choice of attire in that case.
That has nothing to do with it. I wore this because it's cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 3.
But it's also an extra layer of protection.
Only if I was wearing a shirt under it, which I am not.
Oh.
And no, I'm not showing you my midriff on purpose. Or accidentally. Because this thing's long, so when I get out. Yeah.
Cue up the sexy music.
No, Pappy's midriff is not a thing that we're going to do. No. They've already had the free show. They got Brandon and Tim. Brandon denies it. Well, maybe they think you're that pale. Do you got a white shirt? You got a white shirt under? Maybe they thought you were that pale. Yeah, you could be. You could be porcelain. I don't know. I don't care. You know what? I don't want to know either.
Well, I don't care. I'm proud of my dad bod. Okay, I've earned this thing.
I feel like that's the opposite of how you get that, but you don't earn it. It just sort of happens.
No, you do earn it.
You earn it. But trust me.
All right, I'm being corrected by all the fathers in the room.
Yes, you are. Bless you.
Bless you, Matthew.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to jump through these pretty quick so we can get to some other stuff in the next hour. Right now, I'm predicting Tim's going to be on the wall next week.
Yeah.
Or whenever we do it again.
It sounds like
I don't know if we're doing Nerf Wall 2 weeks in a row. I held off on the WrestleMania thing for a month because of all the stuff that had been happening. So, but someone's facing it tonight. I would say we have shame in the room when it comes to the Kamehameha. Ha. Hey, ha.
The Kamehameha. Hey.
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.
Because Tim and I both did it,
Hello?
but the other two guys did not. And we're not talking abridged here. But anyway.
Oh, you know who else is into Dragon Ball
who's
that
that?
I just found out?
Who?
Bill Frady.
Yeah, he used
Yeah.
to live next door to Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He was
anyway,
telling me about that the other night.
Cameron had a rule growing up: no Kamehamehas in the house. So that's probably why he didn't do it.
Shout out to Bill Frady then.
Shout out to Bill Frady. All right, let's get back to this. We got 4 minutes to get through these because got a bunch of other stuff to get to in the next hour. All right, the next match is for the Raw's Women's Championship: Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. I am going to tell you that Rob went Io Sky. Cameron.
Is Bianca going anywhere?
It's the same thing. She switched she has the Raw belt and she's going to SmackDown.
Oh God. Why? Why do they have to do this for this one?
Bianca has a shot to be the longest reigning women's champion in modern history.
I'm gonna go with Bianca then.
Okay. All right. Matthew, who you got?
I'm going with Bianca. That's the only one I recognize.
Okay. Tim.
The Sky Girl.
Okay. So Rob and Tim, that's his name, and me all went with Io Sky because of the belt thing.
Yeah, well,
But they may not do it. Last time they switched brands, they just changed belts,
Oh,
which is
I only
lame.
picked her because I like the name.
It's lame. I want to. All right. Because she's a genius of the sky, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it is really cool. All right, United States Championship match between Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed. I'm going to go first and say Bronson Reed. Matthew, who you got? Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, or Bronson Reed?
I'll just go with Reed, I guess.
Okay, Cameron.
I'm gonna go with Austin Theory.
Okay, and finally Tim.
Bronson Reed.
All right, you guys shouldn't follow me on some things, dude. You really shouldn't.
Oh, I did like a pattern thing in my head to decide because I didn't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just wanted to say Bronson Reed like that.
You should look up Bronson Reed to see what he looks like. Rob went with Austin Theory. All right, two more. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle versus the Bloodline. I went with the Bloodline. Tim, who you got? Bloodline or Owens, Zayn, and Riddle?
The Bloodline.
Can't believe you didn't go with the original bro, but that's fine. All right, Matthew.
I'll go with Owens and Riddle.
Okay, Cameron.
I'm gonna go with Bloodline.
All right, and finally, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Rob and I both went with Cody Rhodes, but Brock Lesnar is the beast. Cameron.
I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes. He needs one.
Matthew.
I'll go with Rhodes too. That's a good reasoning.
And Tim.
Cody Rhodes.
All right, so we all went with Cody on that. All right, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse. Another big hour to come. We're talking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when we come back right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. She should be, Chris, but she'll get back around to with the brand changing and with all the drafting. I'm looking forward to all the NXT guys that moved up. I think that is awesome, and want to see what's going on with my boy Cameron Grimes already has a match next week with Baron Corbin, so can't wait to see that.
To the moon, baby.
Did you not start that on time?
Well, I was going to. He reached for it, so I was letting him do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save. All right. Let's see. The News Talk 98.9 WOR.
We will get to the Guardians review eventually.
Hold up, is there a new one?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, a new thing.
New thing what? Don't know what you're talking about.
There's a new Omni Studio that says News Talk 98.9 WORD.
Put it in there then. You talking about a new category?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there should be.
Maybe it was that one.
Well, click on it. What's it say?
I'm already in it.
Oh, yeah. That's highlights, I think. Does that say highlights?
Oh, it does say highlights.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
probably don't want to do that one.
Well, Upstate Hour 1 and 2 is already in there.
Well, you probably need to take them out.
All right. So YRD and Upstate Pulse. Oh no! Why'd I do that?
Whatever you did, fix it. It's gonna be okay, man. It'll be all right.
Oh, good. It's already there. Perfect. What's today?
The
Sunday.
6th. Sunday all day.
There we go.
Still don't see how a horse can have a bruised foot. It's a bruised hoof. Why'd you jump? That hesitation make you jump, Tim?
I don't know why that got
Even
me.
though you did it, there's hesitation. You went like this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course.
He is really hyped for Zelda.
Surprised he hasn't cracked on Diablo yet. Because he's been doing that all week or every chance he gets.
Oh,
Yeah. Next weekend while you're doing that, me and Cameron will be doing something else. May 12th. Diablo.
oh, because of stress test.
Yes. It's actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can only get up to level 20, and the world boss is supposed to be harder.
I wasn't, but I mean,
You wasn't going to play it?
Yeah, I was just gonna wait.
We haven't actually played together, have we? Yeah, we
No.
did a little bit at the end.
Yeah, at the end we did.
We didn't start new characters and play together.
I was about to say I played with like.
I'm also trying to get Tim to jump on and do Redfall.
We can stream it.
As Rob called it when he jumped on with us and played Call of Duty with vampires. We're going to talk about it. It's getting slammed big time because it has glitches and things like that. But I'm just having fun with it because just playing with other people. I don't know as a single player game experience if it would be as good.
Probably not.
Well, we'll get to it a little bit more, but the difficulty has gone up as we went, as our levels have gone up, which is how it should. Who's a Skyrim hater, Chris? Oh, is Steven the Skyrim hater? Hey, Steven, don't be so sure, dude. I hope for your sake there are no glitches in Zelda.
A lot of new games have glitches in them.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is with Zelda, it's been like 37 years since the last one. So I'm sure
Remember,
that
Valhalla had that one, and we couldn't play it for like a month.
Chris, Matthew loves Skyrim, but with mods. I'm speaking for him because I've heard him say it before.
Oh yeah,
He did vote against
absolutely
Skyrim.
love-
He voted against the base game, but you also got to remember what it was up against, which I don't. But I'm sure it was a game that he liked better.
He
What was
sounded
it
like
up
he did.
against?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
See, he doesn't remember either. But I mean, we can go back and look at it. But who wants to do that?
I really can't remember. It was on that
Hmm.
side.
A more accurate implementation of Bathos I've never seen.
I can go back and revise the whole thing and make it look like Skyrim
I think
1.
it was against Pokemon, and I voted Pokemon.
Yeah, so of course she's gonna vote Pokemon.
Yeah. Which, yeah, and my thing was that if Scarlet and Violet hadn't come out, Skyrim would have been my vote. But Scarlet and Violet absolutely insanely reinvigorated my love for Pokemon.
All right, we're going to come back and talk Guardians briefly because I don't want to do that tease thing. And since we're not going to be able to say a whole lot anyway, and then we're going to jump on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and watch Tim's hair catch on fire.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. Brandon, do you have the extinguisher?
Nah.
That'll work.
As Rob Brown was singing all week and he doesn't know why, burn, baby, burn. I mean,
Burn, baby, burn.
let's go Inferno. Yeah, he had why is the song in my head? It's like, dude, I don't know. Get it out. It was an excellent song to skate to. There are certain songs that are really good to skate to. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, the Nerd Hour. Yeah, it's really no different than the last hour. It's just a different intro. It's still the same thing. So, I mean, but yeah, it's a Nerd Hour. It used to be a third hour Nerd Hour when we had 3 hours, and then, you know, the suits took it away. And you know, that's how it works.
The suits.
Well, it wasn't even LexCorp's doing. It was the suits, the people who decided to sell that hour. But that
guys that wear suits.
That hour is available now. That's just what you call the higher ups, the suits, or the lowers. I mean, they're downstairs. They're not up here. So, so I did a couple weeks ago ask for the third hour back and was laughed at. So I will build up the courage to do it again in a couple more months. And again, I was asked, could I guarantee ratings? And I said, yes, I could. And we still don't have it. So, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. Maybe, well, anyway. Shout out to our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. Had a lot of fun today at New Comic Book Day, which happens twice a year, I think. I think it's twice a year. It's at least once a year. I know
It's
that.
at least once a
It's
year.
at least once a year that just happened. So if you have anybody in your life who is into comic books or is into what's wrong?
Am I still in the stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, you are. Who's into comic books, who's into statues, into manga, into Dungeons and Dragons, into anything just nerdy wise, check out Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. Go in there. They're open 7 days a week. You're going to have fun. You're not going to be hassled when you go into the store. They're not going to say, hey, can I help you? Is there something I can do do you need some help? You can't read that until you buy it. You know, stuff like that. You're not going to get that there. It is, it's like going in there and hanging out with your friends and your family. And you can strike up a conversation and you will have the nerdiest conversation you've ever had outside of the Upstate Pulse. Right there, Borderlands Comics and Games. All right. So before we get into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, let us talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now we're going to do it spoiler free, so you don't have to turn away. Cameron and I are going to tell you if we liked or didn't like the movie and how much we would suggest it. I will say, I'm going to go first. This is the best, in my opinion, of the Guardians films. If you are an emotional person who likes a roller coaster up and down, you like laughs, you like heartfelt things, you like, I can't get into too much detail because if I say loss, automatically you're going to think that someone died. And I'm not saying someone does or doesn't. I will also tell you there are 2 post-credit scenes. You need to watch them both. And I love this movie. I really did. And the last thing I'm going to say, other than go see this movie if you can, this is one of those movies where you come out and you talk about.
Mhm.
There have been movies that we've been to this year would come out. I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. Or that was a really good movie. This is, in my opinion, a great movie. And I think you will come out going, okay, this is the way to end the trilogy. Now, because James Gunn has gone to DC, he's not going to do any more Guardians of the Galaxy. And there's a good shot that this is it, that there won't be any more of those films. But after it makes the amount of money that's probably going to make and is already made, we'll see. A lot of the actors have said they don't want to do it if he's not there and he's not going to be there. So we'll see. So that is my opinion. The last thing I will say about it before Cameron gives his opinion is she was a good dog. Watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'll say this. I loved one thing to say about it is this movie was definitely a lot of payoff for all of the character arcs and stuff that has been going on throughout all the movies. Everybody's very well developed. The humor's fantastic. The relationships are definitely there. It was just such a well-crafted story, in my opinion. Also, I think this is probably one of the best villains that they've had in the entirety of the MCU. Just because
better than Thanos.
He evokes such emotion out of you.
Better than Thanos. We'll explain to you why he's a better villain than Thanos next week when we spoil.
It's done in the way it's pure villainy. It is absolute
All
pure
right,
villainy.
stop.
That's what I was leaving it at.
All right.
My toe is at the water. I'm not going any further.
Oh yeah, as far as that goes, out of 5, I give it 6.
Stars.
Yes.
Yeah, stars.
Stars. I know.
I'm gonna give it 5 good dogs.
Okay. it's going to be hard to beat this movie this year as far as
I still think it's one of the best MCU movies.
Did you say
as
good
well.
dogs or hot dogs?
I still need to see
Good
it,
dogs.
so I'm happy to hear the glowing recommendations. I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, it's man, I feel like I'm a better person after seeing this movie. I know how that sounds. But after you watch it, you'll understand why.
Well, the other thing I should say, the last thing I'll say about this is I think it's I love Spider-Man No Way Home. I think it's of the movies after Endgame, I think this is very close to Spider-Man No Way Home. It doesn't quite beat that for me because I'm a big Spider-Man fan, but it's that close. So if that gives you any idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time picking one over the other. That's how much I enjoy this. All right, let's get to last week. We told you about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. I'm gonna run through those really quick, and then I'm gonna tell you who actually made it. And then Tim's hair is gonna catch on fire. All right, so here were the nominees we went through last week. I'm not gonna talk about all of them in detail. Kate Bush, because we did last week. Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, Iron Maiden, New Order, Cyndi Lauper, George Michael, Willie Nelson, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, the Spinners, A Tribe Called Quest, the White Stripes, and Warren Zevon. Okay, so all of those were nominated. Now I'm going to tell you who actually made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Should I do a medley of the winners?
I will tell you that usually when this comes out, I want to watch the concert because they have celebrities come in and sit in and they do the songs if the actual band can't be in there and you're looking forward to the concert, the show that's going to be. I'm probably not going to watch this. All right, so here are the ones who actually made it in. Kate Bush made it in, and I doubt Tim knows who Kate Bush is.
I don't know who Kate Bush is. Sounds familiar.
Running Up That Hill, which was in Stranger Things.
But that's an 80s song, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is, you've got to be established for 25 years. There are other rules. That's how you can get into
okay.
the
That's
Rock
what
and
I
Roll
thought. I just wanted to make sure.
So these are going to be older ones, and you know the sad part is when you start seeing ones that you grew up with and find out that I'm talking to you guys. I'm way past that.
Oh,
when you guys start seeing stuff,
like Rage Against the Machine,
or the White Stripes.
I grew up with that.
All right,
White Stripes.
Kate Bush made it in. Sheryl Crow made it in. All right, Kate Bush is alternative rock. I get it. So I get her being in because alternative deserves to be in, whether it's classic alternative, which is different than current alternative. It's still alternative. It's still rock. Sheryl Crow making it in.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, Sheryl Crow is rock, and she plays a guitar herself.
Yeah.
So I think that, and it's not like
she's still
acoustic.
a songwriter. All
right, Missy Elliott, that's fine. I still don't know why rap is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know why anything other than rock and roll is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I don't know either. But.
All right, George Michael is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you know who George Michael is?
Yeah.
You used to be a DJ, so that helps.
George Michael, I know that song. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I know who it is.
He used to be with Wham.
Yeah.
Wake me up before you go.
Oh, we're back to Pappy doing renditions.
The never gonna dance again song. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Careless Whisper.
Should I do that one?
Careless Whispers. That's it.
Whisper.
Never gonna dance again.
Yeah, that one.
Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
I don't know about everybody else out there, but I lost myself for a moment there.
No, I did.
That was like, I mean, I felt that, yo.
It's like you're slow dancing with Pappy.
Yeah, nobody wants to do well. Hopefully somebody
I
does.
lead very well.
Do you? That's good to know. All right,
ladies.
The next band that made it in, sup, Keith? The next band that made it in is Willie Nelson. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
Agree 100%.
No, Willie Nelson does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
What?
He's not rock and roll, dude.
Thus began a great debate.
Country and rock are like.
All right. We had this discussion last week, but you weren't here.
Oh my God.
Country has their own Hall of Fame. So
Willie Nelson should have already been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Not in
yes,
Rock and Roll Hall of
because
Fame.
Willie Nelson wrote a lot of those songs, even for some of those 80s rock bands.
Willie Nelson does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He was a ghostwriter.
He's going to be here
So he does
because he's
deserve
secretly
a
been
spot in
yeah,
there.
yeah, he's secretly been dead for like 30 years. So
Who,
that's why
Willie
he's a Ghost
Nelson?
Rider. Yes. It's a joke, Tim. Calm down. It's Willie Nelson does not belong there. All right. The next band that made it in
Whatever.
are the Spinners. The Spinners, I get it, but they're more R&B than they are rock and roll. And Rubber Band Man. Did you ever play Rubber Band Man?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of something you would have
I'm
played
trying
as a
to
DJ.
think of other songs that they've
All right,
done.
and Rage Against the Machine did make it in.
They made
in.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
You know who didn't make it in
Who?
into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Who
but
did?
Willie Nelson did? Iron Maiden did not make it into the Rock and Roll
Well,
Hall
they
of
should
Fame.
have replaced
Let's see.
Iron Maiden, or they should have replaced.
No. You take Willie Nelson out because he does not belong in the
No,
Rock
Missy
and Roll Hall of Fame.
Elliott.
And then you put also White Stripes did not make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of
They
Fame.
should have.
Soundgarden did not make it into
They
the
definitely should
You
have.
know what all those bands are? They're actually rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you.
Unlike
but-
a bunch of the other ones who are not
okay,
rock and roll.
so would you agree or disagree that Johnny Cash should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he toured with Willie Nelson a bunch of times?
All right. Touring with an act does not make you the same genre of the act.
They were for that time period.
He was not rock and roll.
Oh my god!
Text line
Is
71307.
Aerosmith a rap band?
Yeah, well, they did do Walk This
Oh
Way
my
with Run
God.
DMC. Did that make
Help
them a
me
rap
out,
band
text
now?
line.
Text line 71307 or hit us up on the stream. All right, a couple of extra musical acts that made it in. DJ Cool Herc. No idea who that is.
DJ Cool.
Herc. Cool Herc.
Oh, so it's not the DJ Cool that I'm thinking of.
No, probably not. There's a Herc on the end. So, I mean, you know.
I'm pretty sure
it's
the
like
same
having
DJ Cool.
It's like having Lowell on the front. I mean, everybody's a Lowell something.
No, he did that really popular.
Lil
Like,
Puddin.
You know that one
Song.
thing. You know that one song that people were
I
listening to.
can't think
'cause
of it.
was like
I used
really
to play
good?
it all
It
the
was
time.
a jam back in the day,
All right.
man.
because
It's
it's
still the jam.
all
and
right
I can
because
still
it's
play
a
it.
musical influence award. I'm not so sure too.
Texter writes Willie wrote for Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison's not rock either. He was country, maybe rockabilly to a degree.
Yeah, but rock music back then and rock music now, it was too.
All right. Link Ray
Too
also made it
frustrated.
under the Musical Influence Award. Musical Excellence Award. Chaka Khan.
Oh my god,
Chaka Khan. Let me rock it. Chaka Khan.
I hate that song.
She didn't like that part, by the way. They added that in later and didn't tell her they were going to do it. The song I Feel For You is a great song. Al Cooper, who I do not know who that is, and Bernie Taupin. Bernie Taupin co-wrote almost every Elton John song. So, excuse me, that's Musical Excellence Awards. And the Ahmet Ertegun Award goes to Don Cornelius for Soul Train.
What was that you just subjected us to?
Oh my god.
Yes, that hurt. Yes,
That
that
hurt everybody.
Absolutely hurt.
Please don't ever do that
I'm like
again.
crying laughing right now. Oh
If
my
your
God.
if your animals in your house just went nuts, you're welcome.
I think you just shattered glass or something. It just hit like
Yeah. Hey, that
So
was
that's
great
when-
though. It was
by
great.
the way, I had a little snot stuck in my throat, and so it didn't come out the way it was supposed to. But once it started, I just went with it. I could have stopped it, but it's like, you know
Oh,
what?
man.
I'm
there
already
were no
here.
brakes on that train, evidently.
I think Matt's.
You got to do that again.
No,
you
I
got-
can't. I think Matthew wants to hurt me. He's giving me these looks like, what in the world are you doing?
No, Matthew's not here right now.
Yeah, he's like,
No,
why?
I'm not. We're talking music.
It's
He's
like-
in Johto right now.
It's all right. His mom's into it though, so because
He's counting
she's into
Pikachu's
music,
jumping
so.
over a fence.
All right, so let's get to texts and to stream. I'll get to stream first. Let's see. Trey said Dolly Parton is finally coming out with a rock and roll album in the fall. You know what? It'll sound country though, but we'll see. I agree. Willie Nelson is country, not rock, says Chris. Viper, I'm not saying Tutu is wrong, but T2 is wrong. Let's see. Chris says Soundgarden should have been in years ago. I completely
agree with that.
Yes, I agree.
I agree with that. So should
and,
have Rage Against the Machine. They should have gotten that.
I think Iron Maiden should have got him before both of those guys.
Well, I agree.
Let's see.
But I'm not saying that Willie Nelson shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I
Well,
will not say that.
If the class didn't have some actual rock bands in it, then maybe I wouldn't feel the way. No, I still would. He's country. He doesn't belong in there. Let's see. Viper said, well, first Chris says Cash did some old style rock and roll. Okay. But we're not talking about Johnny Cash. We're talking about Willie Nelson. Because I hurt myself today. The version that Johnny Cash does is used in everything. But it's more spoken word than it really is singing, especially in the verses. Let's see. Viper says, I can't wait till Metallica and Megadeth make it onto the Rap Hall of Fame. Yeah, because they both deserve to be there. I mean, if Willie can be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, why not?
Well, why don't they just put Slipknot in there? Because Corey Taylor writes rap lyrics.
Yeah, there you go. Why not? Steven, I don't know.
Or Limp Bizkit.
There you go, for sure.
Yeah.
Steven says Willie Nelson belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, whatever.
Thank you, Steven.
Trey says Iron Maiden should be in the Hall of Fame based solely on their international touring success and the fact that Iron Maiden is, I don't know, rock and roll. I mean, maybe that should have something to do with it.
I agree with you on that. I think that Iron Maiden, a rock band, should have precedence over people that aren't rock bands. But to say that Willie Nelson doesn't deserve a spot in there, considering how many songs that he wrote for other artists. Right. I'm sorry. He deserves a spot. All right,
so we're going to take a break. During that break, I would ask Tim to find me a rock and roll song that Willie Nelson wrote. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Not questioning you. I'm not questioning you. I'm just going to debunk every song, unless he wrote for Metallica or Megadeth or Aerosmith or a rock band.
I'm about to look right now.
You want Molly Hatchet over Willie? You flirting with disaster?
I usually do, and it goes pretty well.
Except for that goodbye man and goodbye gang. That song is nightmarish. I don't remember the title. I just remember the part of the song that annoys me.
What, the noises?
I sang part of the lyrics. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we're going to come back and talk about some things that Matthew can participate in. Or Pappy's going to get up on the mic and share it with him and just sing till he wakes up. No, on his mic next to him. Do not do it.
Personal space.
I didn't get that far. I got halfway. I got halfway through the throw. So I wouldn't do that to you.
Halfway across the sky.
We're gonna go cheek to cheek, Matthew. You're gonna feel the music.
Cheek to cheek.
I'm gonna pour the music into you. Huge George Decay.
Oh my.
By the way, thank you for everyone for your comments and everything on Facebook. And Keith, I did see the Duke Quartet +1 in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We should be in some sort of Hall of Fame.
Hall of Wayne.
Maybe it should be the Hall of Wayne. We're going to be in the Hall of Wayne. I don't know. I don't know if it's Wayne Newton or Bruce Wayne or
Lil Wayne.
It could be Lil Wayne. It's one of the Waynes.
It's gonna do yeah, but that's Lil Jon.
That's the thing, Viper. I agree. There are some things that should never be remade. We were actually talking about Careless Whisper on Twitter, Diesel and I was like, yeah, I'm sure Diesel knows every single word. And then he pointed out that Careless Whisper had been remade, and I forgot about it because the remake I didn't like.
What, by Seether?
Yeah, because you lost what the feeling of the song.
Dude, he's written so many freaking songs, dude.
How many are in Morocco?
I'm looking. I know he's written for Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's more to that list considering how long this list of songs are.
He's only in the eyes.
Oh, I have a haircut scheduled for this coming week, actually. I've been waiting for it.
So out of everybody in the room,
he picks Matthew.
You worried about Matthew's haircut. Well, you know me and Tim ain't getting our haircut.
I know he's worked with Frank Sinatra.
I usually get a haircut like every 3 or 4 months because my hair grows really slow.
He's picking the one most likely to have a haircut.
I know you didn't
My
know what
only
you
point
didn't
Yeah, I
know
is
literally
what
have
a
one
rock
scheduled
is.
for, I
Charlie
think,
tried to tell you what a
to what it is
Um,
today.
Uh-huh.
when is it scheduled
Back
for? Like,
then, back in the
Tuesday, I
50s and
think?
60s, Elvis was considered rock. Johnny Cash was
Yes,
considered
Elvis,
rock.
yeah.
Willie
Johnny Cash was
Nelson
considered country.
and Waylon Jennings.
Willie Nelson was never considered rock, dude.
I go to somebody who's been cutting my hair
This
for
is,
years.
you know, I thought you'd
but
be
they've
upset
gotten
about Iron
really,
Maiden.
really
That's where
Maiden,
Southern
Soundgarden.
rock
If I
comes
wanna get a
from.
haircut,
It's
I
from
thought you'd be upset
bands like
about all
Willie
that.
Nelson.
I didn't know we'd be having an
Yeah.
argument about Willie
So
Nelson.
I have to guess
did not.
when I
Yeah.
expect my hair to
Because
to a point
Willie
where I need a
Nelson
cut.
is a great songwriter.
Wait a minute. The Cardigans did a copy of
And to say he's
of
not
Iron Man?
is
Really?
Is the
ridiculous.
Cardigans?
I don't even like
The
country that
Cardigans.
much. Well, I'll defend him.
Train did a copy of Careless Whisper too.
Train,
Yeah, you know who Train is,
like
right?
Soul Sister.
Yeah, and Drops of Jupiter.
Yeah.
I love Drops of Jupiter.
Train is actually very underrated, in my opinion.
Study your math. Key to the universe.
Thursday. That's what it is.
I say this every time that I hear Gabriel talk. I know you guys can't hear it, but one of the rejoins is Gabriel and telling the kids that math is a key to the universe.
It is. It's a gateway to many powers that some would deem unnatural.
Like oh
God, no.
Yeah,
Still one of the it's so weird because I saw Lord of
Viggo Mortensen as the devil is like the devil.
Yes. It's so weird because I think I'd watched Lord of the Rings before I saw this because you were smart and didn't let me watch Prophecy until after I got a little
Yeah,
older.
because he's like eating Gabriel's heart
Yeah, he
while he's
rips his-
saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those movies though.
Yeah, it's just-
You should
oh,
watch.
God.
You should watch Prophecy. Gabriel is
But
actually Christopher
Aragorn,
Walken.
why?
Yeah. This is the first movie I ever seen him in, and I loved him after that.
It's like you see him be such a good guy in Lord of the Rings to being the literal devil.
Yes,
and doing a good
he's
job.
actually the devil. Yeah, it's and that is a creepy thing where you go, oh no.
Wait, he was in Lord of the Rings. The guy who played the devil.
Yes, he was Aragorn from
Oh.
Prophecy. We're talking about Prophecy.
No way.
Yes,
That's crazy. I didn't even put those two
Yeah.
characters together. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
He is the
Such a
devil.
great performance
Yes.
that it just
because he's all
Yeah, he's all creepy
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah, man, he rocked that role though. He did.
He absolutely did. I love that. All right, we're going to get past the arguing now. Maybe. Let's talk about another Rock and Roll Hall of not Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, another Hall of Fame rather, and that would be. Oh, by the way, before I do that, let me tell you who's the next person who's safe for the Nerf Wall. We will be doing the Nerf Wall in the final break of the hour. The next person who's safe from the Nerf Wall is Matthew.
no.
Oh, really?
God.
Yay.
So it comes down to either I'm on the wall or Cameron's on the wall. Cameron has never faced a wall like Rob Brown. And actually, you could say Cameron has had a better streak than Rob Brown. Although Cameron one time did lose and would have faced a wall, and I took the wall for him because that's what a dad does. But since he's been live in studio, he has never had to face the wall, ever. And wearing that Superman S, which actually means hope, on his chest, he should hope that he's not the one facing the wall today.
I am hoping that. I am hoping that your usual string of luck shows its head.
Sorry if there's some playback issues on some of the sites. There's no way we can monitor all of it. We do. It's probably over modulation, especially when we all talk at once, which we do when people are trying to convince me that Willie Nelson belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who doesn't? All right. The class of 2023 for the Video Game Hall of Fame just came out. And here were the nominees: Angry Birds, FIFA International Soccer, GoldenEye, NBA 2K, Wii Sports, Age of Empires, Barbie Fashion Designer, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Computer Space, The Last of Us, Quake, and Wizardry. All right, only 3 made it in.
Okay.
I'm about to get very upset.
Only 3
aren't I?
made it. The
Do
first
we get
one.
the guess?
No, well, if you want to.
Yeah. Call of Duty, Last of Us, and I can't remember anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see if you can remember all the games. Anybody else want to guess?
No.
Probably Wii Sports is definitely one of them.
Oh,
I'd be
yeah,
very
Wii Sports.
surprised.
All
I'll
right,
say
I
Wii
will tell
Sports.
you the first that made it in is Wii Sports.
Yeah, I'm not
And the thing is,
surprised.
it's a carryover from last year's finalists. It didn't make it in last year, but it
I'm
did make it
surprised.
this year. Wii Sports, I love bowling. I loved Wii bowling. I thought that was just awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Cameron's looking at me like it wasn't in Wii Sports, but it
No, you're right.
yeah,
Yep.
it still was. All right, the next thing that made it in is The Last of Us. And they're speculating it made it in because of the TV show.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be
Yeah.
surprised if that
Yeah.
didn't have an influence.
It's also a really great game. Just saying.
And the next thing that made it in is Computer Space. Now, Computer Space came out. That note I hit, it just killed my voice.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. Computer Space came out in 1971. And because the game did so well, the Atari 2600 was created. So
Well, yeah, it definitely deserves its spot then.
that's like the godfather of that.
Godfather.
I would have said that Age of
And
Empires
finally-
or GoldenEye.
Finally, Barbie fashion designer made it in.
Oh my god.
I hate.
Yes, let's go.
So-
That's where it's
I
at.
hate.
So Call of Duty didn't
Did
make
it
in.
actually?
Yes.
That
Call-
surprises me
He
that
wasn't
Call of
being
Duty didn't make it
sarcastic
in.
at all with
Call
that.
of Duty, FIFA didn't make it in. GoldenEye didn't make it in. These are all.
I was expecting even
surprised.
what was
It's
it?
funny,
NBA
though.
2K.
Yeah, NBA 2K did not make it.
Yeah, oh, dude, I'm
But-
surprised I didn't make it.
So is this inclusion? What do you think it is?
It's inclusivity.
Well, again,
I think it's funny.
just because we haven't played Barbie doesn't mean it wasn't influential on little girls getting them into playing
Well,
video
I mean, I'm
games.
not saying that it's not.
Or
I'm
maybe
just saying,
not
I
little
mean, that
girls.
is an
Does it-
angle.
does it deserve to beat games like Call of Duty and NBA 2K?
No, but it's funny, so it's okay.
I mean, I was just asking. The
So
question.
obviously, the Video Game Hall of Fame is a joke, just like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke.
Right. You might as well put Willie Nelson into that one too.
Yeah.
Lord.
All right, let's take a break. We come back. We are going to hit the Nerd Roundtable. We're going to talk some video games and some other stuff. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the place where the nerds rule. At least on Saturday.
For the record, I'm pretty sure my mother would disown me if I didn't defend Willie Nelson.
Well, I don't want you to be disowned.
I know. I mean, for real though, I really do respect Willie Nelson as a songwriter
By the way,
and musician.
so do I. He belongs in the Country Hall of Fame. He doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall
But
of Fame.
it's not like he only does rock or country music. He's written for several people in the industry.
By the way, information collector. Yes, he does keep playing On the Road again and again and again.
No, that's
it's a-
just the most
it's a-
popular.
It's a joke,
Willie
dude.
Nelson
You're not reading
song.
you're not reading the post. It's a joke.
Yeah, I don't have it up in front of me.
it-
I can't see the. For some reason, I can't see the.
Is it all the red in your eyes, or is it?
Oh, there it is. There it is. I moved it.
Sorry, I said that really loud.
Trey says Willie Nelson will make it onto the Video Game Hall of Fame because On the Road Again is on Rocksmith.
Oh God.
There you go.
Rocksmith, that video game that only people who can actually play guitar can play because it comes with an actual guitar.
Yeah, I've played it before.
I bet you've did well on it too.
Actually, I hated it. Just because.
If you want to play real guitar, you just play real guitar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the benefits if you're trying to learn, but like if you already know how to play a little bit, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Because they'll make you play like one string at a time, and then they'll teach you chords, and then it takes you forever to get to the solos and all that crap.
By the way, Willie Nelson is coming to the area. I don't think it's billed as a rock concert.
I am not a
It's
fan of Willie
It's
Nelson.
being billed as
I
a
respect
bro
him as a
fest.
musician.
Bro.
That's it.
Bro, pass that, bro. Bro, pass that, bro.
Whatever.
Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. I'm sorry.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
We-
as a
we really
collective.
appreciate
We
it.
here,
as a
we-
collective.
we as a collective Upstate Pulse appreciate you. I, as the representative of the Upstate Pulse, the sole
So-
voice of the.
It's about time for us to do another parody song, but every time I come up with a parody song, Tim's like, nah, I don't really, he's not into it anymore. I don't know. So
Parodies? Yeah.
Why? When did the music die for you, Tim?
when Willie Nelson got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sounds about
He said, he's
right.
done. I'm done. I don't need to do anything ever again. My
over.
mission is
You know
done.
what? I'm over this generation of music people.
We usually do a parody song once every 3 to 4 months. I had one picked.
I'll tell you why
I-
later I don't like.
I had one picked to go. You know what? You don't have to participate. I'm not letting you block the pleasure that I have of being able to sing as Goofy on the air. Okay? I'm not letting you do that anymore. I will wait till Chris is back on the show, which would be the next time we play Radio D&D, and we'll get the band back together, and you can just watch.
Can Pamper sneak his way into the Cartman Goofy?
Didn't say you were excluded from.
All right.
Huh? Because people play the crap out of those games. There's still people that play the old Call of Duties, like not the new ones.
So,
So just only play
Matthew
the old
and
Call
I
of
are still
Duties,
playing Skyrim.
which
It's
makes
11
it
years
like
old. I mean, you
but
know.
that's what I'm saying. Like games like that came out years ago that people play to this day should be games that make it into, Hall of Fames.
I think a Hall of Fame is a game or otherwise is something that has to have been out for a while.
We'll
I
see.
mean, you don't go with a modern thing. Hasn't been around long enough to be in the Hall of Fame. You don't like old people. You and Rob
Where did that
Brown
come
like
from?
this. If Grogu were here right now, he would say, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What? All right.
Is that what he would say?
Yeah, I don't know. Should I noob
What is
Tim?
is he talking now?
Should I noob Tim because he's angry about that and he didn't come back with the intro that I told him to come back with?
You didn't tell me to come back.
I
with an
did.
intro.
I actually did. I
You
said
did.
Nerd Roundtable. Yes, I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
Yeah. Everyone else heard it, but you can still put it in and you can still play it. I mean, you let me know when you're gonna push the button because there's another button that you need to push too here in a second
Why? What'd I do?
because I asked you to put the intro in and you didn't do it. You need to learn to get past your rage.
All
There
right,
we go.
I'll get out of the way.
All right, now play the intro.
Why are you messing with the fantasy?
So
We know about the
you
reality.
played it in
Don't ruin the
203. I
fantasy,
hope it
okay?
doesn't
The
go
Upstate
flag.
Pulse
If it
presents
does, it's your
the
fault.
Nerd Roundtable,
Allow me to
Figure out
elaborate.
utilities.
because the guys from
All right, time for the Nerd Roundtable where we debate things like we already did. Not bringing up the WN anymore. We're going to make it through the next 21 minutes without bringing up the WN. I don't know if Tim knows what I'm talking about, but WN will not be spoken the rest of the way.
Are we not talking about the Women's Network?
Yeah, well, because that's not the WN I'm talking about. You know what
Oh,
I am
okay.
talking about? I'm talking about Redfall. All right, Redfall is a game that just came out on Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
from Bethesda, and highly anticipated game. A lot of people couldn't wait, and it has been slammed. I mean, people are going nuts about how bad the game is to the point where on a podcast, the guy over Xbox kind of apologized. It was an obscure podcast that someone had to guess what he said, and then it's everywhere.
That's how that happens.
And then PlayStation comes out with that would never happen to one of our games, which is what I was saying earlier to Steven. He keeps saying that about Zelda, and it may come out and automatically break because modern games do that. One thing about PlayStation, though, is I don't think you have to be online to play it, so that probably helps. So Redfall is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's not that bad. I do not get all the hate. Are there some glitches? Yeah. The game just launched. It's a multiplayer game. Up to 4 people can play. And when it's something is multiplayer, a lot of the online stuff.
Explain the gameplay to me.
All right, so Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show still ain't figured out. It's been years and I ain't figured out how he came up with that name.
We'll never crack that code.
Don't you hate that when there's something that you can't get, you really try?
It's crazy.
It is. It is. So
like dating.
He described it as Call of Duty with vampires. So
cool.
You squad up. There's 4. You can have up to 4 people each. If you choose, you can have the same characters, or you can choose different ones.
Third person?
It's third.
First.
Yeah. No, it's first. My bad. It's first.
Oh, it's first person?
It's first.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from that.
I'm definitely jumping on with you guys.
I'm still recovering from that Soul Train note. I just can't.
Did that just wreck your
it's that and I was not prepared for the WN conversation.
They want me to come on there so I clean up all the bad guys for them.
Yeah,
you got very much an outer body experience there.
See that we just heard some elitism. Did you guys hear that? You want me to come on there to take on so we are not going to survive at this game till we have Tim Snow on it.
That's right.
I'll have a headshot miscount.
You know what? We can stream it.
Missed again.
We'll stream it.
Missed again. Okay, that's fine. So anyway, you can have some people on there. Each vampire hunter has some sort of supernatural ability to add to the guns. Now, guns are plentiful in the game. You can find them all over. A bunch of different ones, including stake throwers, which are really good for defeating a vampire.
Especially accidentally.
Yeah, and they also have UV guns, which also is very helpful. They don't like the UV light. Regular revolvers. They've got.
How's the sniper rifle?
The sniper's excellent. I'm playing as a sniper. The sniper also has a raven, and the raven, the raven. Man, that thing when it talks though, it's weird. I mean, it's just.
It goes like.
Well, he doesn't like birds.
Anyway, so the raven. You can launch the raven and it will mark targets for you.
Oh, so it's like Assassin's Creed meets
Redfall. except for you can't control the raven and it will only go in a straight line.
It's the other thing to say.
Can you shoot it out of the sky?
No, it's a supernatural.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
So, like genre-wise,
it's your raven. Why would you want it to be shot out of the sky?
Because if somebody else is marking me, I want to shoot his raven out of the sky.
They don't notice it. Chris, I believe it's on all systems, but it may not. It's for sure on Xbox. For sure. It's for sure on Xbox.
It's on Xbox Game Pass. Also, to say this, it's a shooter looter. You have powers and stuff. You pick up different kinds of guns. They have stats and all that stuff on there. You have a skill tree that you can fill out.
Okay. So it's like a
it's kind of
wide world.
It's kind of an RPG. It is open world to a degree.
Okay.
You can find safe houses and things like that. And but you get missions, you go out and you do the missions. And I will tell you, there is something about staking a vampire. You see it everywhere.
That's the best part of the game.
But you've never actually I don't remember a game where I staked a vampire until now.
See, that part is satisfying to me.
Yeah, because it goes to dust.
I don't know. Walking Dead VR and just hacking off zombie heads is kind of fun.
Yeah, but they don't. I bet it is fun, but
I still need to let you guys play the Blade and Sorcery.
They don't turn to dust though. When they turn to dust, when you stake the vampire and it turns to dust.
Yeah.
And Cameron and I had a discussion. So if you stake a vampire and you accidentally breathe in some of the dust, is there any of the vampirism left in what's left over that can cause you to become a vampire? We believe the fire purifies it, and probably not. But what if there's one cell left alive when you stake them that you accidentally breathe in? Can you become a vampire?
It depends on
the ash. It's ash, so it would be dead.
It is
succession ceremony to become a vampire. Like what is?
Let's ask Matthew.
What are the words? Recruitment. The recruitment. How do they make vampires?
So Matthew, if you stake a vampire and you breathe in the ash, is there any vampirism left in the ash?
Good question.
Your expert opinion.
It's a deep philosophical question, since there are no real vampires except for people who think they're vampires, but they're not. They're just people with sharp teeth.
They must never know.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, if it's completely turned to ash, then no, it's just ash.
All right.
Because every part of it is dead.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
All right. Let us know in the stream. Viper Dave says no. Text line 71307. So what if there's one? Hey, there was one cell left in that mosquito that in Jurassic Park they were able to get that out and clone it and
this is different.
Destroy the world with dinosaurs.
Yeah, but that mosquito is encased in amber.
The other thing with the vampire,
preserved
thing is when you stake a vampire,
a singular cell also would not be enough to completely replicate.
Don't you debunk Jurassic Park? I mean, come on.
All right.
It's fine. It's fiction. It's whatever.
staking a vampire, like in this game in particular, since we're talking about this, there's like a wave of like fiery energy that pops out and it goes through the entirety of the vampire. So there's just nothing left of them.
All right, so we'll leave that up to debate. So the other cool part about the game is just hooking up with a couple friends. Last night, it was last night, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was last night. Me and Cameron and my daughter Raven played, and have there's a problem though when we play, because Raven and we stick together, we're a team, and Cameron just goes off on his own.
You stick together and go in the wrong direction.
So,
is what you do.
That's because we let Cameron be the leader just because he's real direct, and we will just go off and go, if I shoot this, will it blow up? That's us.
It's like herding very explosive cats.
Texter says, if you think there are no real vampires, then you never met my first wife.
Yeah, well, hopefully she's still not sucking you dry as far as money goes. So anyway, we have fun when we play a game. So if Tim jumps on, even Rob was just having fun.
What time and when do we play?
The vampires will talk, and you can hear them talking, and they're evilly talking.
The dialogue is great.
Yeah, and so and they're also cultists who worship the Hollow Man, isn't it?
Yes,
that worship the Hollow Man. And so you can go after humans as well as vampires.
It's always fun to kill the ones with megaphones.
What time and when are we playing?
We'll figure this out later. So the fun, Cameron and I are like level 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Things are getting more difficult now, and we run up against some vampires that took us out.
Just once.
Yeah, but it was you run around a corner and like, oh no. So
they
also
the
sniper that I'm playing with, he also has a power where you can cloak for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I should do when I'm doing recon is cloak, go in there.
Yeah, but you're a tank. Why are you playing as a sniper?
Because he's cool looking. And I do love to snipe.
Really cool
okay.
beats this.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the game, aside from some of the glitches, is there's no melee weapons. You can punch, but you can't use a melee weapon.
It does kind of suck.
Yeah, I want to go after them with swords and machetes or bludgeoning instruments, and I don't get to do that.
Also, the gunplay is okay, but it's not. And I know I'm going to show my bias here. It's not Destiny.
The sniping's pretty accurate.
Can you change, like, go into the settings and change like the sensitivity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
some shooters don't do that. Like,
okay, maybe I shouldn't be so general with that, but I'd imagine yes.
Yeah.
I haven't really messed with mine. I just got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not as.
If you're playing against PC, I'm a controller guy. If you're playing against PC guys, you have to be.
Well, the other thing is this isn't PvP. This is
PvE. It's glitching a lot for PC people, so they're mad about it. So you don't need to worry about playing against the PC people.
No offense, Cameron.
What we do need to worry about is
I play on Xbox.
Yeah, but most of your kind cheat, man.
Yeah, they do. They got this. Not his kind.
He does not cheat. Worlds.
He is very honest.
I didn't say you. I'm not talking about Cameron. A lot of the computer guys cheat.
If I'm going to beat you down, I'm going to do it honestly.
Yes. I've never seen him cheat.
I'm not saying that he does. I'm no way calling him a cheater at all. I'm just saying computer people cheat.
Are going to take our final break. Come back. We're going to hit the lightning round.
Accusations and slander.
Oh, Lord.
You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD. Oh, yeah. Someone gets shot during this break. And it's me.
Oh.
Gentlemen,
man who is about to be shot, please wear the proper protection. I see that you are very well versed in this.
I want the noisy cricket.
All right, gentlemen.
I can't tell.
All right, we got 12 seconds. You guys better get ready.
All right.
No, that one's not full.
Am I seen on the stream?
There we go.
No, not at all.
All right, someone turn the camera or something. All right, we have to wait till the next thing. Someone get me on the stream.
I'm trying to.
Why is your camera
Turn
not?
that one.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where in the world it was.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
You're on the stream now.
How much time we got?
Can they see you?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. 10 seconds.
Ready? Go.
No.
Oh.
Why are you going with that guy?
I got this one too.
There's some all around your feet. Go. No! Oh, Brad, get her! Get you now! Dude, my drone fell out. Well, you got 7 seconds.
Empty.
It's in there, but it's not.
Yeah.
All
All right, that's it.
I think we're empty.
Ah! You broke the rules, mister.
I shot it
What
as you
happened
said.
to my gun?
He did that on purpose. He didn't fill him up all the way.
Cameron filled him. It wasn't me.
He took it easy on you.
I told you the middle ones don't work. Remember I told you the little ones?
What?
Well, for that, this one.
All right, so the gun that hurts the most is my gun that Matthew was using. Someone got me in the right one. That's all I'm saying. Someone got me in the right one. It was a direct shot. I'm thinking it was Matthew. And then someone got me in the forehead twice. I also think it was Matthew for one of them, probably Tim the other one, because he aims for the forehead. Because he is headshot Tim. But, so.
Hey, I didn't earn that title lightly.
I didn't aim for anywhere specifically.
Of course, I haven't been living up to my name lately on Call of Duty just because I've been trying to unlock camos, and they require long shots for every gun.
I will tell you, Kathleen, you may think it doesn't hurt.
So long to do that.
It does sting some, especially if you're hit in certain places, like your forehead and places on your chest.
Yeah, the first time I ever shot him, I got him in the forehead.
Yes. I got you back later. I shot you in the lip.
He
That's
did. He got me in the lip last time. Yeah.
It's amazing you get a lip burn.
I'm
from
pretty sure I'm
Nerf.
facing the Nerf wall next time, just based on
Well,
Lonzo's
you're not
comments
exempt.
earlier.
You're not exempt this time, but I am. I haven't been on the wall in a while.
We can get you now, Tim.
No, I don't want Tim on the wall. I want Rob Brown on the wall.
Yeah, me
I-
too.
We all want Rob Brown on the
He's
wall.
never
Exactly.
been on the wall ever.
I want Rob Young to be here when we get Rob Brown on the
Yeah,
wall.
bringing in the at
Or
least
if
I
we
didn't have
know
to
it's
face
gonna
that gun.
happen.
I didn't have to face Rob Young's gun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing's a beast.
What I would
man.
like to happen if Rob Young doesn't make it here is to play a message by Rob Young for Rob Brown, and then we shoot him with Rob Young's gun.
He's out of town. He'll let me have the gun.
I
He
know.
will.
Well, that's why I was just like, I want Rob Brown to know that it is coming from Rob Young as a person.
Hey, the listeners don't care as long as he faces
Oh, I
that
know.
wall.
But this is important to us.
This is important to
it's,
us.
It's important to all of us.
It's psychological warfare.
Well, you'll just have to crossfade.
It's fine. I got it.
Think of that. Undo the mic that's on real quick. All right, so put it again in 3, play it, and then fade it into that,
I got it.
and then you can get back where you need to be. All right, it is time for the lightning round where we try to squeeze in as many things as we can in at once. The first thing we are going to talk about is the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Do you know what the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch is? Does anybody know what that is?
The only thing I know about Antioch is from Lord of the Rings.
Well, I'm very well versed in the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. That's what was used to kill the bunny of Carnabog.
All right, so here's the thing. So the Holy Hand Grenade of
Keep missing them.
Grenade of Antioch was trending today because there's a thing that happened today, the first time in our lifetime that I didn't watch. And now because I've never seen a coronation of a monarch before, but the king was coronated in England today.
Yes.
There's a thing though. If you look up, this was trending on Twitter, the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Now I did it almost. Antioch is not something people say very often.
The Holy Hand Grenade
Is from Money Python's Holy Grail. It's a soul.
What happened to you?
I just got hit.
He's
All right.
kinda
My right
Lost
nipple
it.
hurts. Okay, it hurts.
You do the show. You
I'm
go
not
through the pain.
I'm not joking. It hurts.
You are
Bring
a radio
out the holy
professional.
hand grenade.
All right, so it's Monty Python. I can't remember if Tim knows who Monty Python is or not.
This sounds familiar.
You should watch Monty Python. So there's a thing where they bring out the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch to take out the rabbit bunny thing. Today, during the coronation, they brought out a thing that looks exactly like the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
I'm sure it's some
If-
sort of sacred
If,
artifact.
if you Google it, it looks exactly like it. And the internet is going crazy about the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
it's like, it's real.
Yes. And Cameron watched a video earlier where they were actually showing the coronation, the actual coronation of Charles. And they put the Monty Python
Oh, the voiceover with it. Yeah, it's
voiceover
fantastic.
with it. And it's just like, and the thing is, I think no one has never, because Queen Elizabeth was there for over 100 years, we haven't really seen someone be I mean, their monarchy means nothing. I'm not being mean about it, but they don't really have any power. They're just rich.
So you think?
Yeah, well, anyway, you're right. They're part of the Illuminati, and they probably do have a lot more power than I know.
We're also Americans, so we don't really care all that much.
Yeah, but still, so a coronation happened, and the fact that people are going crazy over that, I think, is hilarious. Let's see. Chat GBT maker lost $540 million last year,
Good.
but the financial losses might be temporary. With over 100 million Chat GPT users, the company is expected to reach 200 million in revenues this year and 1 billion by 2024. All right, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys knew, and I'm going to tie this into another story. The writer's strike is going on right now, and the writer's strike will affect a lot of things, including late night shows that I don't really watch too much anymore, but it is going to affect Stranger Things and a couple of things that were being written right now.
What?
And there have been movies that are in the middle of, because they can't write. And one of the things that they're complaining about is the use of AI to
I agree.
to help write scripts.
I agree.
And they don't want that to happen.
This is
And
not fair.
and they say the people over this are saying this is going to be negotiated every single time because they want AI in script writing. And what they will do is they will take a bunch of scripts from someone who already wrote a script and write a new script with it.
Help me out, Matthew.
That is not the main reason why they're doing this. What it is it's about writers getting money for streaming, and they're not really getting. It's not put in there, but the AI in there is they're going to steal someone's work by writing it how they would write it, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And
I
as
think it's terrible.
As I've
It's a
said
major
from the
issue.
beginning, whether you make fun of me or not about the AI, in the end, whether they take over the world or not is beside the point. What they are going to do is make people lazy and cause problems like this. When people find out, and people are using this thing to do stuff like this.
Not to
Why'd you
mention
point
it's
at me?
taking other people's jobs.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. It's taking
Yeah.
other people's jobs. And now there's a thing called AI generated models for catwalks, which means
Oh wow.
yes,
Like holographic?
yes,
Oh god.
yes. So
Lord help us.
So the other show it's affecting is House of Dragon,
Oh come on, man.
because apparently the directors and stuff can't rewrite the script that's going on in the thing. So I mean they got to wait for a writer who actually does it better than what other people
I'll do it.
But you wouldn't if you were in the Writers Guild,
Well,
because that would be crossing the picket line.
yeah.
Go pause. Scabs, man.
You could pay me to do it.
Scab-
I'll do it.
Scabs get scabs. That's how that works. Scabs get
I can't promise you how
scabs.
good it'll be, but
But scabs get scabies.
Scabs get scabs. That's a totally different kind of thing. All right. Thank you for listening to the Upstate Pulse. We'll be back next week, and we hope you had a good time. We did. We appreciate everyone on all the social media and on the text line. And have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And watch out for the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Thank you, Chris. What I will do is, let me find, what was the Cardigan's copy of, what was it again? Iron Man. Remind me. I'm going to throw that in my Spotify on the way home, and we'll see. Can we gather all the bullets and just put it in the bag? Because there's a pay-per-view going on. I want to go home. All right.
Yeah, I got to get home for something too.
Tim, say goodbye to Twitter.
goodbye to Twitter.
Matthew, say goodbye to Facebook.
No.
Okay,
Bye,
Cameron,
Facebook.
say goodbye to YouTube.
He just
Gotta
say
be
no.
so disagreeable all the time. Bye, YouTube.
And I will say goodbye to
you.
Twitch.
No.
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 See you, everybody.